What's up, everyone? Dean Blandino from Fox Sports, and we are months away from the start of the NFL football season, but it's never too early to start thinking about fantasy football. And yes, this is the moment you have all been waiting for since Super Bowl Sunday. And I know you've all been dying to see me again, and that's great. Great to see everybody. You're welcome. But what you've really been waiting for is really to kick off the 2022 fantasy football season. We're going to kick it off with the draft selection. We're going to select the order for the 2022 Land Piranhas Fantasy Football League, my favorite fantasy football league, or at least for the next 5 minutes or so. So we've got all your names in my trusty Pizza Hut hat. Everybody's name is on a card in the hat, and we will select the names and we'll work our way down. We'll start with the 10th pick and we'll go 9, 8. For those of you that are a little bit slow, we'll eventually get to the number 1 pick. So we'll build up to that amazing moment. Really, when we get to the 2nd pick, then we'll know who has the top pick, okay? So looking at your names, guys, you got to help me. I need nicknames. I need something to spice this video up. It can't be. It's another group of just average white guy names that are in a fantasy football league together. Like, give me a little something, a little diversity and inclusion. It's 2022, for Jesus' sake. But at least give me some nicknames, all right? If you're just a bunch of average white guys, give me some nicknames. Give me some inside jokes, something to work with. I'll do my best because I'm a professional and I can do it. But I would just love a little spice next time. But here we go. All right. With the 10th pick in the 2022 Land Piranhas Fantasy Football League draft, goes to Jason. Jason, you've got the 10th pick. I like this pick. I like having the back-to-back picks. Always want to get that pick when I'm in a fantasy football league. You know, I know you got a little while to wait between picks, but you got those back-to-back. You can strategize. You got time. You can kind of see the board, look what's happening, look at the trends, look at the runs, everything else that's going on. But Jason, you got the 10th pick. Don't screw it up. Oh, should I say this is year 14 for you guys? Year 14. Congratulations on that. A lot of fantasy football leagues don't make it past year 1. Look at Tommy Fan and Jock Peterson. Is that league going to go? That's a $10,000 buy-in league, by the way. I hope this league, maybe not 10 grand, but I hope you've got some real high stakes going. But 14 years, that's impressive. All right. And just don't slap anybody. I know sometimes people can be pricks in fantasy football, but keep it kind of civil, all right? Keep it sophisticated. All right, with the 9th pick in the draft goes to Mike. Mike, this is what I mean. Mike, what am I supposed to do with this, Mike? I know nothing about you. There's no nickname. You might be a really interesting guy with just a very uninteresting name. You could be you could be a Rhodes Scholar. You could travel the world. You could have climbed Mount Everest. You could be one of those guys that runs a marathon. You want to run a marathon every year until you're 60, whatever. You could be all those things. But right now, all I got is just regular old Mike. So regular old Mike, you got the 9th pick. All right, here we go. With the 8th pick in the draft, the 8th pick goes to my man, Justin. Justin, 8th pick. I haven't started my fantasy football prep. I know I talked about, prepping for the season and things like that. I'm going to start. So I don't even know where you go with the 8th pick. I honestly, fantasy football, I feel like it's changing. We always used to talk about running backs going first, but can you really trust a running back in the top 5 anymore? Every time you think you're going to get a running back, right? Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, and they get hurt and they can't stay healthy, right? But receivers, you get receivers that come in as rookies and they crush it. So I don't know what you're going to do with the 8th pick, Justin, but you got it. Okay. Moving on. With the 7th selection, Marco. Marco, who's got a little flavor in his name, which I appreciate. Marco also won the 2021 Land Piranhas Fantasy Football League. Congratulations, Marco. Anyone can win once, though. Okay, I don't know in the 14 years how many times you've won, but just winning last year, if that's the only time you've won, don't think you're, anybody can get lucky. Anybody can, go back and pick up a Peyton Hillis. If you remember that name, go Google Peyton Hillis. Right? You get lucky with a Peyton Hillis and win your fantasy football league. Anybody can do it once, but Marco, can you go back to back? Can you create a dynasty? Can you have everybody gunning for you every week and meet that challenge and win it all? Let's see what you can do, Marco. You've got the 7th pick. All right, moving on with the 6th pick. The 2022 draft goes to my man Shane. Shane, 6th pick. I like the name. My dad used to love Westerns. He used to watch Westerns all the time. Shane is a very famous Western. Might be it's before my time, so it's definitely before your guys' time probably. But Shane, you got the 6th pick. Cool name. I love it. Let's keep it moving. Top 5. Like, this is the thing. I don't even know who to go with the top 5 anymore. All right, well, 5th pick, Roman. Roman is our commissioner. And look, you need a good commissioner, and Roman's one of the best. Look at that Tommy fan, Jock Peterson. One of the greatest players of all time is a shitty fantasy football commissioner. How did we didn't know that until Tommy smacked Jock, that Mike Trout, one of the greatest players of all time, is a shitty fantasy football commissioner. So Roman, I know maybe you're not the ball player that Mike Trout is, but you're 100 times better fantasy football commissioner. Because you got your league, you're getting me to do these fantasy football draft selection videos, and you don't have any kind of controversy in your league. You got the 5th pick, Roman. All right, now we're getting serious. With the 4th selection in the draft goes to, okay, if you guys can read this, but this says doesn't deserve his own card. And I think you know who I'm talking about here, okay? I'm not even going to say his name, because he doesn't deserve, after last year's performance, he doesn't deserve for that name to come out of my mouth, okay? I'm above that, okay? You know who you are. You came in last place last year. You don't get a card. That's my punishment. I don't even get to say your name, all right? You've got the 4th pick. Let's see if you don't screw that up. Let's see with the top 4 pick, you come in last again. That would be memorable. But your punishment will be twice as bad. So he who will not be named, you got the 4th pick. All right, now we're getting serious. 3 names left, 3 picks left. All right. And 2 of the guys left, if my notes are correct, 2 of the guys left have never won the league. Let's see what happens. All right, with the 3rd pick. 3rd pick goes to one of those guys, Stav. Stav, you've got an interesting name. It's a little, I feel like maybe you're Eastern European. I don't know what's going on there, but I want to know, Stav. I want to hang out. I want to party with you. You've got the 3rd pick. You've never won this league. I don't know if you've been in it the whole 14 years, but you've got to, he who has not been named, I'm not going to say his name, but you don't win this league eventually, and you're going to be in that same category, Stav. You got the 3rd pick. All right, here it is. The moment of truth. We got Mark and we got Dan. Mark and Dan. Dan's never won the league. Mark, again, average white guy name, could be the most interesting man in the world. We just wouldn't know it. Okay, moment of truth, because once we know the 2nd pick, we'll know who has the 1st pick. With the 2nd pick in the Land Piranhas Fantasy Football 2022 draft goes to Mark. Mark, you got the 2nd pick. Not a bad pick. Congratulations. I like the 2nd pick because inevitably the consensus number 1 pick never ends up being the consensus number 1 pick at the end of the year. Mark, you got the 2nd pick. Dan, you never won the league. I can't put it on a silver platter more for you, okay? You have everybody. What it means, since you've never won the league, maybe you don't understand fantasy football. What this means is you get to pick. Maybe there's keepers, maybe there's other, but of all the available players, you get first choice, Dan. The world is your oyster. You're basically on the clock right now, okay? Don't screw it up, Dan. That's the draft order. Congratulations, guys. Hope you have a great draft, an even better season. Keep me in the loop. I want to know how you guys, play out. He who has not been named, who will not be named. Let's see what you can do. Marco, let's see if you can go back to back. And appreciate you guys letting me be a part of it. Keep watching us on Fox Sports.